Hello and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Sue Kremer. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Minnesota, and today I'm continuing my Stamparatus series. So we're specifically talking about ways to use multiple ink colors on your stamps using the Stamparatus. So the second one I'll show you is a big background stamp where I used several colors of ink pads to create the background for this card. I'll put that to the side. And the first one I'm going to show you is using Stampin' Write markers to create this stamped image using the Stamparatus. So you could be saying, I could just use a block and a stamp to create a multicolored image. I'm going to use Mango Melody. I'm going to use the side of the marker to color on my stamp. The green on that other card is just jade, but this is just the flower with no stem or leaves. And I'm going to use my Magenta Madness Stampin' Write marker to color in the middle of my flower. And then I'm going to huff on it because the ink could have dried. And I can get probably 2 images using that. So that's using a block, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can see I missed a little bit of the image there, which is one good thing about the Stamparatus is you can go over it many times and use as many colors as you want. I'm going to leave the card there so you can see where we're going. So I have my Stamparatus and the paper that you can buy and just a piece of cardstock. Now both of the stamps I'm using today are red rubber, so they have the foam on it, so I don't need the black foam that comes with your Stamparatus. I'm going to set my stamp there, put my, alright, let's see, make sure I don't bump that. I'm going to put my magnets on, make sure you can see what I'm doing, and I may not do the whole stamp, you'll get the idea. So I'm going to color with the side of my marker, just like I did before, and actually I'm going to not color the whole thing so that you can see what I'm talking about. Make sure you can see what I'm doing, and I press right where I put the ink. You can see I missed a lot of this top flower, so I'm going to go back in, and I can, because those magnets are holding the cardstock exactly where I want it, and it's not going to move on me, I can stamp multiple times. And the bottom of this flower I'm still missing. I don't know if I'm in camera range there, but you get the idea. And then I can go back, and then I'm going to clean off my stamp. I'm still missing some spots, but that's right. I'm going to clean it off with a piece of a chamois. You could use a wet paper towel, and I have that handy too. And we're going to dry it off with our paper towel. I'm going to go into the center of those flowers with my Magenta Madness. Again, those are Stampin' Write markers. I have not tried it with our blends, but I don't think it would work because those dry so quickly, and I think this flower is still missing some of it. So you can see that I can get multiple colors, and I can just keep stamping, adding colors, adding layers. Let's do a little bit of the Just Jade. It's one of our in colors. It's been around for a year. It's a very nice green to use for stems. I'm going kind of quick because I do have another technique I want to show you. I guess it's similar. I'm using ink pads instead. And then you push that down right where, don't push here or here, push where your stamp is. The other thing I like to do is keep the stamp away from the hinge there. And you get the idea. So I need to go back and do this top part, but you get the idea. So I can, the point of the Stamparatus is you can stamp multiple times using different colored ink. So there, you get the idea. And I would go on and finish and do it all, and you can use different color greens and whatnot. So I'm going to put that to the side. So that was one. And the other one we're going to do is a really large background stamp. This is the dry brush. Oh, I should have showed you the stamps. So there's the dry brush. I'm going to set this on here. Let's bring out my sample with that one. I used the Daisy Lane stamp set and the medium Daisy Punch to finish off that card. So I'm going to pick up the stamp with the that. Oh goodness, I should think about words before I start. The plate, that's what it's called. So this stamp is actually bigger than my card front. So I'm gonna, hopefully you can see, I'm gonna pull it. I can see it right there, and I'm gonna pull it back just so it's just beyond there. Hold that in place and put my magnets to hold that down. And similarly, I am using, and here I used Pale Papaya cardstock with Pale Papaya on this angle, Daffodil Delight, and then I tried So Saffron, and it didn't look real nice. So with this sample, I'm using Pale Papaya, Daffodil Delight, and Calypso Coral. And again, I went on an angle for that one, and I started with the papaya. Let's do that again. I went on an angle. I do like to put a stamp case under my plate. It's kind of magical when you do this. Pushing on the whole stamp. It'd be better if my table were not so wobbly. And this spot right there, you can see, I think I missed right here, but it really doesn't matter. This is going to be my background. Again, I'm going to clean off the ink. You could get really dramatic with a variety of colors like blue, green, and purple would be very pretty. I just wanted a more subtle background, which is why I'm using the same color ink and paper. So this corner here is stamped by this corner of the stamp. So I'm just going to put a little Daffodil Delight there. Give it a nice push. That looks good. And then Calypso Coral. I'm anxious to see how this goes together. So this is the corner here that's going to stamp there. I have not put these two colors together, so this is a very new color for us. It's available to customers next Tuesday, May 4th. And there. Oh, isn't that pretty? Missed a spot there. See, the magnets are keeping my cardstock in place. The plate is keeping my stamp in place, so I could stamp again and again and again. And it looks like I'm missing a little bit right there. And that's how I created that background. And then I would go to my trimmer and trim it down to be a card front size. So thank you for joining me today. And there are some ideas using your Stamparatus with multiple colors of ink. Thank you. Have a great day.